I've said many times, the only type of supernatural contact this planet is supposed to be having right now is a type of contact that is initiated by an initiate, by a teacher with students, and the teacher has to be able to initiate a presence, a light presence, for example, that can be seen by everyone, meaning they have to be able to do it indoors, okay, as well. And they have to be able to do it in a situation where a person laying in a hospice bed can experience it. Okay, so this takes away the Dr. Greer C5 contact. This takes away every local psychic that makes you get in a group and go out to some location and stand in a circle and chant things. Necessary and sufficient conditions go out the window for mystery teachers. Again, what I can do, there's classified information that I can't talk about, or I will disappear. Okay, I have to play by rules as well. And all I can tell you is that it's an instant connection after you go through a modern form of initiation. And this does not involve, and once you're initiated, it means your spirit organ is unwound. That means you can do something indoors, outdoors, and it's even stronger if you're in a hot spot. But you have to be able to show someone who's bedridden inside. And if that person is can barely see, there has to be able to be a family member which can describe to them what's going on, but it doesn't matter because they'll be able to feel it. And that's one of the main things, the two biggest things that are contributing factors to my argument that every fucking thing, so I don't hardly ever cuss, but I'm stressing my point, every fucking thing you see on the media, you're allowed to see. You're allowed to see it because it has nothing to do with the type of contact that we're supposed to be having right now. Transparent, see-through craft or geometric shapes. Transparent, no machining parts, see-through with spiritual colors such as blue, purple if you're really lucky, silver, gold, violet. Non-fast moving, in your head already, does not have to be outside. If you go to a psychic, like I said, you're never supposed to pay for a psychic or a medium. That's all free work, and it should be done with hospice patients. That's it. If you cannot show someone something, an instant non-local connection inside a room for a hospice patient, you are not having the right type of contact. And you do not want to ever try to contact another dimension unless you have a teacher with you. A teacher. You know, there's a lot of strange practices out there. Even, well, I don't even want to mention this because I was going to mention somebody I actually respect that does something bizarre in relation to contacting another side, but I'm not going to mention that because that could end up involving collateral damage. So again, contact is not fun theatrics. It's a serious discipline that should only be done by certain people. And then after a couple years, or however long it takes, it can take a couple months, however long it takes for the proof of the soul to get out there and for the consciousness grid to reform enough to where the general public can experience more. You should never attempt to contact another dimension right now. Why? Because we have a negative consciousness shroud that's placed by a higher density, 5 density entity mixed with certain things the biological humans are doing with them, to where you have to approach contacting another dimension the right way, the worst thing you can do is do something like Dr. Greer is doing, where I should say this every time I speak. You got 100 people having a mass contact event. Maybe one person out of the 100 has the ability to unwind their spirit organ because of their lifestyle and maybe a past life. I argue I've been a shaman in a past life, and that's why those groups exist. Because that, I've said many times, our consciousness stream is detectable. The DS can detect that with ancient modern technology. It's been around for forever. And then they like the Gestapo, they will find that person and harass them for the rest of their life, like Chris Bledsoe. They'll brainwash you into thinking you're having some kind of bizarro religious monotheistic / angel demon type of situation. And this is what they've been doing. Every time someone goes out and they're seeing orbs or something like that, or triangles, and right away that'll be the DS will interject and throw holograms so that you never see or know how to actually make the contact that you're potentially being shown. I mean, you could be. They know this if someone's just sitting in their living room and deep in thought. This happens a lot of times in sleep. Somebody will be sleeping, someone who has no interest in esoteric subject matter, like myself 3 years ago, before having my own experiences. They'll be dreaming and populate something from a past life where they were a shaman, and their spirit stream in dream state will start to change that certain color within minutes. Military / DS will be flying around the house, and they will do something. They will manipulate that consciousness stream. Now, if that person is into theatrics and sci-fi movies and all this kind of stuff, they'll immediately start pulling from the script that you're allowed to think about, which is UFO, UA. I'm not going to say that. I'm not going to say that abbreviation. I'll say UFO, even though that's also negative. And that's how it is. That's how it is. So the best thing for anybody to do right now, if you're getting those feelings, if day-to-day life is no longer making sense, and you have an overwhelming feeling that something big is about to happen and you're supposed to do something. Now, this isn't necessarily like a depression. It's kind of like something big is about to happen, and you want to do something, and you know that the problem of evil is at its max. It's maxed out. Killing wars going on everywhere, drug addiction, people, God knows what they're doing to try to race to these massive AI paychecks. What kind of dirty tricks are being played to stay on that, on top of that competition. So it might seem like all this stuff is happening, like the UFO phenomenon is getting a boost because of this Atlas situation. No, all this is, the more you see in relation to sky phenomenon and stuff like that, just let's put it this way, the stronger the potential for humanity to take back what's theirs, consciousness. And the more DS theatrics you see, that means that they're freaking out. And are they winning at this point? Yeah, I think they are. Because the major event hasn't happened yet. That's proof of the soul. I'm trying to figure out how to do this. I'm going to be honest with you, that at first, I figured someone else would just come across this and then find out a better way to send this ability into the public. I've waited and waited and waited. No one else has stepped forward. So I guess I'm going to have to do it myself. I live a simple life. Books, got my cats, make some music, exercise. That's it. I didn't think I was going to have to try to save the planet, but apparently I'm going to have to.